now? Is your microphone appropriate length?
Let me get it. Yeah.
And I don't have to clap this time because I was planning on clapping for but I forgot to bring the battery pack for my camera. This is the Monkey Bar 50th episode, and it's a bit of an anticlimax because, as I stated, I was gonna do some video for this part, but I forgot the batteries. So we'll do a special for the 51st episode.
You should play the theremin, the do 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 do.
I thought you were gonna say do the Price is Right. The Price is Right. Bum, 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 bum.
God, I love watching The Price is Right, especially when the people suck.
Wasn't it last Thursday when there was one of our members brought in that
beanbag?
Yeah, and I just said $1 just to fuck with him.
What'd I say? 1,000, 1,000. Uh-huh. I fucking overpriced. Oh man, that fucking that roll of toilet paper is $15.
But yeah, let me take up my notes real quick. This is kind of a low energy podcast because I've not been sleeping well for the past week or so. I think it's actually something I must have picked up at the con, and because when I get sick, it doesn't happen right away, which really pisses me off.
You get that thing where you you get tired, then you get sick, right?
Yes, yeah. It's in my throat right now, I think. But I was fine the first 2 days after the con, and then I started getting night sweats and just waking up at 2 in the morning and not able to get back to sleep for an hour. And this has been going on for the past 5 days, I think. So it sucks right now. I've been trying to draw and shit, but it's I've only been doing one of those two, and it's diarrhea right now. That's a joke that I was going towards. Even my punchlines are weak, along with the rest of my body.
Hey, if your punchlines are weak, mine will appear competent for once.
I wish that this didn't happen. I wish that I would just get 2 days of being violently ill, and then just be back on my feet.
I have a question. This is a would you press a button. You only get sick once a day, once a month. But it is so violently, diarrhea, coughing, there's a tornado inside of your body, fucked up, flesh-eating bacteria, but the next day you're fine. Would you take it?
Well, no. What's the alternative? Just what I have right now?
Yeah.
Well, no, because I only get sick probably once a year.
Oh.
This type of sick, I guess. I can't remember how many times I got sick last year, though. It might have been a couple of times. So,
yeah.
But yeah, once a month, I think that's too much for me.
Good point.
But speaking of things that make me sick, I saw the Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling special on Netflix.
So, how was it?
It wasn't good. I made it I wrote down a list of things I didn't like about it. It was on Facebook because I heard from several different people, most of them well-known cartoon critics, or not even that, but people whose opinions I respect genuinely. So that really threw me off because the only person who said that who agrees with me that it's terrible is Smegma King on Twitter. Empty Hero is another name he goes by, but he's been around for a while doing the Funny Black Man Boys reviewing video games on YouTube. That's the voice that he uses.
So I remember watching Rocko's Life and enjoying it quite a bit when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this special takes everything that was good about Rocko's Modern Life, specifically the comedy writing, and it just completely ruins it, in my opinion. The timing is completely off. In the original series, you'd have these jokes that would get a lot of room to breathe. A lot of it was deadpan, and there's almost no deadpan humor in this. It just feels like really rapid fire stuff with oh, here's a joke. Half a second later, here's another joke. Here's another joke. Here's another joke, and it there's actually a montage at the beginning of them going around modern life with looking at oh, here's drones, here's iPhones, and there was stuff that commented on life back in the 90s series, but it was more about in broad strokes, supermarkets or shopping malls or
not just the minutia. It was everything.
They covered it in broad strokes where you'd go to a place and you'd have a lot of absurdity, like a lot of these absurd situations built around these seemingly mundane things in life. And they like the thing is in the special, the punchline is the thing that they're like talking about. It's like the joke is, hey, drones exist. Hey, iPhones exist and they're overpriced. Isn't that topical? And like in the original series, they'd like layer stuff over that, and
They would give a plot to it.
yeah. The plot of the special is like picks up at the end of this, like where the end of the series left off, where like Rocco and Filbert and Heifer are like returning back to Earth after their like after Rocco's house gets blasted off into space for 20 years, and it's them like adjusting really quickly to like the 2010s, because like I said, there's that montage that covers like everything.
Is Heifer's parents still alive?
They actually don't show Heifer's parents. They show his grandpa, who's a ghost, but they don't show his parents. So that's I didn't notice that actually.
Oh no, my family's dead. Everyone I loved is gone except for these two I fucking hate now.
Now they reunite with Filbert reunites with his family, his kids. That were shown at the end of the last episode of the series, but the whole plot revolves around, for the most part, Rocco trying to bring back the Fatheads, which was the show within the show in the show. And they use that as sort of like this. The writers use that as a way to just mock the fans and saying, oh, you don't really want you're like nothing that we make is going to satisfy you, and it's like this really like blatant way of like. And, I get where they're coming from. I don't like obsessed fans either, but it's just this sort of spiteful attitude that they have, like, all throughout the whole thing. That's, like, really, it's sort of like a mixed message, where it's, like, they're spiteful, but they're also, like, happy that they're able to make the special, even though it's, like they don't, it doesn't seem like they even wanted to. So it's weird.
Are the original writers back?
I think so. It feels like completely different writers.
Yeah, that's what I think based on how you described it.
I know that Joe Murray is like the creator still he probably contributed a lot of writing credit to this one, but it just feels like really bad. One of the big talking points about the special was Ralph Bighead, who's voiced by Joe Murray, and it was a character made to be like a surrogate for the writers. He comes back as being trans. He gets a sex change, and it's the least bad part of the special, believe it or not. I don't have a problem with it. Like it's probably the thing I'm most ambivalent about in the whole special, because they don't like make it. They make it kind of like making him elevated, I guess, where it's like
it's interesting how the nicest word you used was ambivalent.
Yeah, like I really don't give a shit like how they could have made it a lot worse, but like the way it is now, it's just kind of annoying, I guess. It's just kind of like it feels like they just shoveled that in just to
appease everyone.
Yeah, appease like certain people. I don't know if it but it doesn't feel like they did it push it that hard. So
I can respect not pushing it that hard.
Yeah, no pun intended. But anyway, it some of the characters are well written. They sort of like it feels like they've remained the same since the original series. Rocco himself is really badly written though. Like in the original series, he was sort of this deadpan kind of guy who. I compare him most to Charlie Brown, where it's like all this terrible stuff happens to him throughout the series, and he just kind of takes it in stride. He would have his points where he would snap and get angry, but in this series, like he's angry all the time, or he's upset. Like he's like you see, like he just like has no like subtlety,
patience.
Or subtlety to his character anymore. It just feels like it feels more like he's Lazlo from Camp Lazlo. It feels like a lot of the writing from a lot of the writing in the special is carried over from Camp Lazlo.
That was a blast from that was a blast from the past I wasn't expecting to hear today.
Yeah, well, they worked on that was Joe Murray's project after Rocco was Camp Lazlo.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Rocco's voice actor voiced Lazlo in Camp Lazlo, so you can actually hear sort of the.
I can kind of. I can hear it.
You can hear him like channeling Lazlo more than he is like Rocco, and it just feels really off-putting and just kind of Like, I want to say I'm disappointed, but I'm not that disappointed.
Did you expect this?
I like it was not until like a week before its release. I think it actually was Smegma King who, like, I saw him point out like, oh, this is going to be terrible, or because like, well, he showed like the an article talking about Ralph Bighead becoming Rachel Bighead, and I was like, ooh, that's a bad sign. And sure enough, not to say that trans ruins everything or whatever, but it was definitely a
if
sign.
you throw trans in just for trans sake,
Yeah.
you know, that's not a good sign. That's not a studio note. That's a studio note.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think they worked it halfway decently into the plot in the special, but overall, I was just kind of like, whatever. And it didn't really help or hurt any. Like, it certainly didn't help the special anymore. Then it's
Yeah.
It's like, as a
How was
person.
the animation?
The animation was the best part of the series, of the special, because like what they managed to do was they used because it's all computer animated, but they managed to like use a brush or filter that makes the lines look more rough, like 90s animation. So it looks like it has that sort of like texture to it that it helps the sort of aesthetic for the original series.
That's good.
It's a good jumping point. I just wish the writing was better, because that's what really makes the special terrible. And it's weird because like so many people like this special, so it feels like I don't know what I'm talking about. But I like. You ever have that moment where it's like you see a movie or a TV show, and you're like, this is awful, but everybody
Yuri
else.
on fucking Ice.
Yeah.
Yuri on fucking Ice. I fucking didn't like it, but the fact that you need to watch the second episode, you need to watch the third episode, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't make it past the second episode. The whole premise is gay people on ice with poor animation. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like, I think I'm sure that this special has its share of critics. It's just a lot of people whose opinions I respect.
Vocal.
A lot of people whose opinions I respect are the ones who are like saying it's great, which is, I don't know, like, I have no idea where they're coming from. I would really like to know, like, because a lot of the stuff that they love is the stuff that I'm like, this doesn't look good at all. What are you talking about? Did we watch the same thing? I don't know.
Little did you know, Netflix created a special. You know how we used to do those things, like if you'd copy the VHS, it would make it look fucked up on the thing? It's like that, but only for people that don't like Netflix or don't like big media. I don't know.
It's not even a big media thing. It's just that it's terribly written. And, like, I feel like my brain is in, like, two different places.
It's like a fan project, given the animation. What do you say?
No.
Like a fan who didn't really grasp the show?
Well, yeah, I think that this is a problem with a lot of reboots or like revisitings of like classic series, because I remember Arrested Development when it came back on Netflix, it was just terrible. Like the
Rebuild of Evangelion.
and that's like, I don't know. I think that I'll have to wait and see that for myself to be a proper judge of that. Another example would be Family Guy.
Oh God!
Because when it came back after cancellation, then the writers just didn't. I think it was like a couple of years after the third season got canceled that it was picked back up by Fox, and like the writers just didn't give a shit anymore. And that's what it feels like with Rocco. Like they don't know how to write these characters anymore. And what's even more infuriating is the fact that there's even like this shoehorned in message, this "fuck you" to the audience, or it's like the payoff, like the climax is, Rocco sees the Fatheads revival special, and he gets angry about it because it's not the thing that I remember, and it's like it's an obvious like stand-in for anybody who has a problem with or critics of the special.
I'm not sure what I hate more: over fan service or anti fan service.
Yeah,
Done right, both can be good.
I think so, yeah.
But it's all about measure.
Mm-hmm.
Measure.
It's weird because like there's a weird blend of both of those things, because there's I think every character from the series makes a reappearance for like a second in the special. Some of them have like two appearances that last a second, and it's like but like at the same time, they're also like saying, if you got a problem with this, then shove it up your ass. It's weird. Or I don't know. I don't know what they were going for, and I don't know. It makes me really, really pessimistic for the Invader Zim special that's coming out soon, which is also going to be on Netflix.
Do you think Invader Zim has more fans than Netflix or than Rocco?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope that.
I mean, Rocco's Modern, like they never had merchandise as Hot Topic.
Good. I mean, not good, but like
it shows like the scale of the fan base.
That will be the mark of myself as a creator if I can go into a Hot Topic and buy my own merchandise.
I mean, yeah, once you have any kind of merchandise that you're not making yourself, I think that's the sign that you've made it.
I'm just picturing like fucking like Chris Chan somehow like buying a Chinese sweatshop, like make the medallions. Whoosh.
Well, I imagine like Hot Topic would let him like license.
Oh fuck!
Or I'm trying to think like
Spencer's
yeah,
one.
Spencer's. Oh yeah, that definitely.
You could buy a Chris Chan body pillow.
Yeah.
One side of actual Chris Chan, the other side of the comic.
Someone would. Someone would.
That's what scares me. Mm-hmm. Some old grandma lady. Oh, this would be a funny gift.
Yeah. Actually commented on one of the artists I follow on Twitter. Like she was. I can't remember like what. I think she posted a picture of herself. She's like, insult me or something because I feel gross or whatever. I'm like, one thing I've learned over the years is that no matter how ugly you are, there's someone more attractive than you that wants to fuck you. Like at least like a handful of people on Earth, and double that number if you're a girl. So yeah.
I'm just picturing. I'm sorry. I've been to like the Great Journey, and they end up in fucking Siberia. Just like fucking skiing through the snow.
Oh yeah. I think that's all I have to say about the Rocco special.
I remember the frog people.
Yeah.
His name escaped me.
Yeah, the Big Heads.
Oh, the Big Heads. Fuck!
And Ralph Big Head is their, well, not son anymore, daughter. So.
Yeah, wasn't like Heifer raised by them or something?
No, he was raised by wolves.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck!
The wolf family.
I remember they bought him to eat him, but they started to bond with him or something.
I don't know. I don't know if that's it, but whatever. I'm definitely more attached to the series than you are, but I would like. I kind of regret.
I really like the episodes. It's just I haven't seen them in 10 years.
Yeah, and I kind of regret bringing this up because like I was hoping that you would see the special.
I was going to. I'm sorry, man.
I know. Like I brought it up the last minute. Like it's my fault.
I was already on the way to the vet.
It's like I hate influencing somebody else's opinion.
But you know what I will do? I will watch it, and I'll put your opinion out of mind as I often do. I'm kidding.
Okay.
But I will watch it, so I can bring my cliff notes.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think that's all I had to say about the special. I want to talk about. I actually went back and rewatched a movie that I can't remember the last time I watched it. I think it was like a teenager, but The Sandlot.
Oh, is that If You Build It, They Will Come?
No, that's
Field of Dreams.
Yeah, Sandlot is the one where it's like this kid in the 1950s. He befriends like this group of kids who play baseball in the Sandlot, and like it goes over these misadventures they have in the summer.
Didn't they have a dog?
Yeah, like they hit the ball over the fence. The beast, it's a giant monster dog, like eats the ball, like all the baseballs that they that end up in the backyard over the years. And then, like, the climax is that the kid steals his stepdad's baseball that's signed by Babe Ruth, and they have to get it back after he hits it over.
Okay.
And, like, I think it's, like, another one example of a kid's movie featuring a quote that is almost way too good for the movie that it's in, along with Spy Kids 2.
What quote?
It's the part where Benny, the kid's best friend, he has a dream the night before he jumps over the fence to get the ball, but he's visited by Babe Ruth in his dream, and there's the quotes. I think the quote that defines the whole movie, where Babe Ruth tells him, like, here, remember, kid, heroes are remembered, but legends never die. So like that quote, yeah, that's.
What the fuck with kids movies pulling shit like that?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say it's like a case like Spy Kids 2, because the quote by Steve Buscemi in that is way too good for that movie. But this one, but Sandlot is a really good movie still, and like
I remember enjoying it. My mom fucking loves that movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I really like the part where they go to the public swimming pool, and the kid with the glasses has a crush on the lifeguard girl, and he jumps off the diving board and pretends to drown so that she'll give him CPR, and then he just puts his hand behind her head, and then she just throws all of them out. But it's revealed later that after the movie that they got married.
Oh man, I remember that dog the most.
Oh yeah,
I fucking attach myself to monsters and even animals.
Yeah.
Do you think that dog? It was a golden lab, right?
No, it was like a Saint Bernard.
Fuck,
it was like a huge dog.
Oh, holy fuck! I forgot the breed of dog. Fuck. Remember that dog from Stand By Me?
Yeah.
Wasn't his name like Nutbiter or Ballbiter?
I don't remember. Was there a dog in that?
Yeah, when you go from a junkyard to get to the train tracks, and there's the old man who fixed the dog on him.
I'll have to watch that movie again because I don't remember.
I fucking love that movie so fucking much. It's my favorite Stephen King film.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite story is it.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate clowns, but I hate monster clowns.
Did you read the whole book of it?
I remember trying to.
Okay.
And it was fucking what the fuck? When did this fucking thing end?
Yeah, I remember. I think Mr. Feel on Twitter, he mentioned how it is a book where you pick it up and the cocaine just falls off the pages because they're.
That's how he got it. Wasn't Stephen King doing cocaine and saw a clown in the sewers?
I'm not familiar with that. I mean, the one thing that everybody brings up when it comes to it is the child orgy scene.
Yeah, I wonder if that's based on a true story. King was oh yeah, remember when I bonked that bitch out of the tracks? I better make that a plot point.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good movie. This is gonna be a good book. This is gonna be a good movie someday.
He's typing with one hand because he just funneled it into his face.
Yeah. Yeah, I can just type anything and they'll publish it. I don't give a shit.
I wonder if his septum is... You know how cokeheads, their septum disappears, right?
Mm-hmm.
My mom had a friend who was a huge coke addict back in her day. If you shine a light in her nose, it will shine out the other side. Fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, Sandlot's a great movie. I actually picked it up because I was trying to get... soak in stuff about teenagers and summer or whatever. I also picked up a Peanuts treasury from the library. I would show this to the camera if I brought the boundaries, but it's this book. I think it was actually the book, the compilation was published in 1969. So there's a foreword by Johnny Hart, the creator of BC. Saying, this peanut man, Charles Schultz, this Peanuts thing has really taken off, huh? Because this was actually only a decade after Peanuts was first published and started getting published in newspapers.
When I was a kid, I couldn't see Snoopy as a beagle. I'm like, how the fuck do you get a dog out of that? But as I've grown older, I've really come to appreciate the design.
Yeah, well, Snoopy in his first appearance, he looks as much like a dog as he was. I mean, it's not in there, but if you look at the first couple of Peanut strips, he looks just like a regular dog. But it's kind of like the Garfield effect, where you
like Tom and Jerry almost too.
Yeah, well, Tom and Jerry and also Garfield, they're more human than they are animals.
When they started out, Tom actually looked and sounded more like a cat.
Yeah, and because people don't like to see animals get abused, then they started making him more like a circus clown.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Tom is a great character.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you like Jerry. When you're an adult, you like Tom.
Yeah, I always like Tom.
It's a hard same, yeah. Fuck, I actually fucking said it. I apologize.
I mean, because I always liked cats more.
I really fucking love his voice when he talks.
Yeah. Don't you believe it? That's what I always remember.
I went to have a fucking ringtone.
Also,
God, every scream of his is so great.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use that in a horror film just to hear that fucking scream off scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Makes you think about that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Tom and Jerry episode, or not like the direct to DVD movie, and just like how fucked up the facial expressions in that are. Like it's basically just the animators shit posting, like because they were just they there's no way they didn't know what they were doing.
Like all I'm picturing is Mr. Wonka. Do you put children in your candy? Don't you believe it?
Yeah, I gotta go back and rewatch the original Willy Wonka. Then,
I like the original. I also kind of like the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah.
I like Johnny Depp. It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, I never saw that one. But
you know what's the strangest thing? The songs are fucking good.
Oh yeah. In the Johnny Depp version?
Yeah. They have a fucking like rock song that bleeds into different rock genres.
Yeah, but I always like. I always liked,
but
Gene, what's his name?
Wilder.
Gene Wilder. It was in my head like a minute ago.
I will say the Johnny Depp one's good. It ain't no fucking Gene Wilder.
Right. I remember after Gene Wilder passed, like Coldplay, they actually did a short cover of Pure Imagination. It's actually really good. I don't know. Like I like Coldplay. I don't care what anybody else says. Like, I don't really care about their last album, but it's everything in between I kind of like.
That's I talk about that guy at who worked at McDonald's. I call him the Jedi dude. Mm-hmm. He told me this, and this is why I can't listen to Coldplay. Mm-hmm. He says he has some stomach issues, so when he's on the toilet every morning, he listens to Coldplay. He has a Coldplay crapping hour, and that's why I can't listen to Coldplay because all I'm picturing is him.
You just hear fart noises when it gets to the chorus.
God.
Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, there's a new Saints Row game coming out.
I did not see the video for that.
Like, I don't think there is a video. They just announced, like, hey, we're working on something.
I hope they bring back. I hope the dildo weapon's in there.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to bet money, I'd say that it's just going to be a greatest hits compilation. And that's, like, they're just going to take, like kind of like what they did with Saints Row 4, where it's like, oh, we're just going to pick and choose, like, our favorite jokes and all characters from... I hope it's not like that. I hope that they do something new and different. But
set it in the 1970s.
That would be interesting, because there hasn't been a Saints Row game as like a period piece.
I like the 1970s, the setting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you're there because I remember you said that same thing for Grand Theft Auto.
Fucking like I just want a character with a fucking porno stash. Mm-hmm. Just Jerry curls. Fuck, make it like Pulp Fiction, but with more humor, extra madcap humor. I think.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh yeah, that made me think. Going off of that, Pyrocynical just he uploaded a review of this YouTube movie, and it's called Airplane Mode, which is basically Airplane but with YouTubers as the actors.
What YouTubers?
Logan Paul, Lele Pons, a bunch of these like current guys. And if that made you throw up in your mouth a little bit, then congratulations, you're human.
I would. I'm sorry. Is it fucking good?
Like no. Like obviously it's.
What if it was?
I'm sorry. That just threw me off a little bit. Like,
what if on some alien planet we get what? Maybe Jake Paul's a good actor if the right director.
I mean,
picture a Hitchcock movie with the Paul brothers.
I can see that. Oh yeah, if you gave him the script and you told them that they were the heroes, and then it's actually them as like the villains. So I could picture Logan Paul or Jake Paul as like Christian Bale in American Psycho.
Fuck, I could see them as a member of a Joker gang, but not like the Joker, but they're like two like flunky like yeah.
Yeah, they're the guys who grab the coffee.
Fuck, they're the guys who polish all of his guns.
But I just saw like the review and it looks so bad. It looks like a disaster movie, epic movie.
Fuck! Get that voodoo out of here.
It's somehow worse than that. It's like it's like that. It's like those movies on cocaine.
How is that fucking possible?
I don't know, but I mean, I never want to see the full thing, but just the clips of it. Like there are actually scenes in the movie that rip off in like entire scenes from Airplane.
Oh,
Like there's a part where I don't know if you've seen Airplane.
I've seen parts of it.
Like there's a part where like you have the boy and the girl kids, and like they're sitting and like they get brought coffee, and then like the boy looks at the girl. He's like, hey, would you like would you like cream with yours? He's like, no, I prefer it black, like my men. And like it's such a perfect, pitch perfect joke, but like that same joke is just skewered in like this. Like the Jake Paul, Logan Paul version, where it's like this kid sitting next to like this big black lady. The waiter brings it like, how would you like your coffee? And he's like, black. I like my women black and filled with cream. And then the lady does a spit take. It's just like so fucking terrible. And not only that, but the joke doesn't even work because you can't have coffee that's black and cream and with cream.
I know. On rare occasions, I drink coffee. Fuck! Who wrote this? Who wrote this, you think?
I mean, I think Logan Paul had a hand in it, so...
He wrote the jokes. Hey, you ever see this movie called Airplane?
Oh, yeah, my grandpa watched that one. I think I saw a couple of minutes of that, so we can make a movie like that.
Yeah, like they had the Pink Panther in it.
Are you talking about the Steve Martin version?
Yeah, that's what he's thinking of.
Yeah, you gotta watch the what's his name? Like the original guy, Peter Sellers.
Peter Sellers.
Yeah,
that's how Logan Paul knows. Yeah, Pink Panther was it. Pink Panther is such a great movie.
Yeah, Steve Martin is like a totally classic comedy actor. He's like in that like Pink Panther and Cheaper by the Dozen are the only ones that he knows him by.
Oh.
Never watched Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. Then again, neither have I. It's another movie that I've been meaning to watch.
John Candy's good.
Oh yeah, it's the perfect Thanksgiving movie from what I've heard.
You know what my favorite Thanksgiving movie is? Fuck, I forgot.
That was a good one.
I heard this like really fucking stupid fan theory that Jurassic Park 3 takes place on Thanksgiving, like one of the scenes does because of like some fucking continuity shit. You have to understand, Jurassic Park fans will pull a fucking mountain out of a molehill. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck, I don't want to get rant on Jurassic Park, but like, you know how I picture them making a YouTube movie? Mm. YouTube goes, what will we do for more money? And they walk over and they fucking spin a wheel 6 times. Logan Paul, that chick, that guy, make a movie.
Mm-hmm. And like they just, I don't even know how they would write, like how the writing process goes. I think they just invite a bunch of these people into the room and just like I imagine like 90% of it is improv.
Tell me jokes.
Yeah, like make funny. There you go. It's like.
What's this funny you speak of? I am Jake Paul. I do not know what funny is.
That's his real accent.
Yeah, that's his real voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, talking about Jurassic Park theories, it made me think about once in a while I'll see like theories about a movie that like secretly takes place in the MCU that has nothing to do with Marvel or superhero movies at all.
I heard someone actually proposed that Star-Lord was actually on Jurassic World and that Chris Pratt is also Star-Lord in his films.
No, a better version of that is he was actually Andy from Parks and Recreation.
That's good.
Yeah.
But are you talking about Andy also being Owen? But that's just his nickname.
Owen
is his name in Jurassic World.
Oh, okay.
I just want to see a fucking Velociraptor in Parks and Recs, like Ron Burgundy is doing.
That's what they would call it, Parks and Recs.
That's actually how I wanted to pitch my Paleo Paul film idea: is Jurassic Parks and Recs.
I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but I watched the movie 8th Grade.
How was it?
It was good. I'd say that there are some moments that make it great, but overall it was good. I give it a 4 out of 5. Just I recommend it.
What's the gist of a plot?
Well, it's about like this girl who's in the 8th grade, last week of 8th grade, and she's like trying to make friends because she realizes she's really unpopular, or like she's the quietest girl in the class. And it's really just a slice of life sort of thing where she's trying to put herself out there. and sort of learn about herself. And it's framed in a real. I mean, I don't know if you'd like it, because like there are moments where it's intentionally cringy, where it's like there's these really uncomfortable stretches where, and it makes sense for the characters because they're all like 13-year-olds, but they're not obnoxious. There's not like well, Life is Strange effects where it's like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I might give it a watch.
They all feel really real. The characters all feel really. They all worked for me. But I remember getting to the credits and thinking to myself, I wonder if there's going to be a post-credit scene. And then, like, it shows Iron Man flying by. And, like, surprise, this was actually in the MCU the whole time.
No, the final scene is, like, what's the girl's name? Main girl.
Fuck, I don't remember. Kayla.
Kayla's sitting in, like...
I was worried there for a second.
I'm glad I made all these friends. And she goes to leave, and there's a black SUV, like... My name is Director Nick Fury. I'd like to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
I was thinking, like, she goes outside and there's a bunch of piles of ash, like, scattering.
Fuck. I fucking love the video where we show a snap and it cuts to Sandman.
I'm hoping that Endgame comes to Netflix soon, because I've been wanting to rewatch Infinity War, and I think that I just need to watch those. I mean, not back to back, probably like one day and then the next day.
Do you know what I think they should do, by the way? If they ever do a fucking, like... If they do Sandman the MCU, which they probably won't because they fucking made him a Mysterio illusion, they should play Mr. Sandman as he's robbing Uncle Ben.
Did you do that in the comics?
No,
okay.
But I really fucking like having... No, I think they did do it in the comics. I think they took a cue from Raimi.
Oh, if it was after Raimi...
Oh, fucking course.
Okay.
Like, Raimi reinvented those characters in ways.
Because to me, it's like... I don't know how I feel about Sandman being the one who killed Uncle Ben.
It's a lot like Joker being the one that shot Depp.
Yeah. I prefer it being just Joe Chill. Who, like,
Joe Chill's he's fucking cool, just his name alone.
Yeah. I would like to have that... It's kind of like a good generic name for a bad guy who murders.
They call him Joe Chill. Why? Because his dad's name was John Chill.
Or it's just like a generic term, like, oh, he's a regular Joe Chill.
Yeah.
Or he's the Joe Chill of this superhero family murder story.
Yeah. I like random violence and stories. I like it when there's not like, you see, it all comes together now.
See, I think I'm like more like comfortable with the like Destiny or Fate sort of themes now than was before. Like considering that's one of the themes in the the comic I'm working on, or it will be.
I was thinking about this with some of my shitposty superhero characters. I believe that there is a fate, but you still need that random act. It shouldn't be like, yo, this guy shot Bruce Wayne's parents and then he fell into a vat of acid when he fought him years later. But I believe that's more interesting if all these minor unrelated events form one big cohesive one. Mm-hmm. Also, fucking Joe Chill, he would be a great like alias for like Mr. Freeze. My brother's name was... I really like the animated series Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the
definitive.
Yeah, the portrayal that actually elevated him. This was after the Schwarzenegger interpretation, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Or no, this was before
after.
That. It was like the Schwarzenegger version came after that because they incorporated the part about him having a wife they needed to take care of. What
killed the dinosaurs? The fucking meteorite. God. Plot twist. Batman exists in the same universe as Jurassic Park. What killed the dinosaurs? The Costa Rican firebombs.
I think that I heard that the team that worked on the Batman Arkham series, they're working on another superhero series. So I don't know. It might be. I'm thinking it might be a Superman video game. It would be great to get a good one of those.
You know who I think should get an interesting game? Green Lantern. You could like unlock different shapes and combinations, make new shapes. Like hammer and spring make spring hammer.
Oh yeah, that'd be neat.
Or yeah, make it kind of like a puzzle. Like, you know, this enemy is weak to bleed damage, but he has an armor shield. So you, of course, You know what always bugs me? He never does like nuclear bomb.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess I don't really know much about like how.
I know his original costume was red, white, yellow, and green.
I mean, that's when it was like the magic version of that.
Yeah.
It was Alan. I don't remember his like name.
Hal Jordan's the best.
Hal Jordan. Yeah, and that's
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner. Those are the four that are like part of the core in the comics.
Yeah, I like when he wears like the full head mask. I don't like the little domino masks.
I kind of prefer domino masks, but I like. I think Guy Gardner is my favorite out of those four. I mean, it might be Jon Stewart, but
every time I hear Jon Stewart, it sounds like a news personality name.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm talking about Jon Stewart from The Daily Show.
That's where I hear it from. Yeah, fuck.
Guy Gardner in the comics, from what I understand, is just a dick, and like he's this cocky asshole. There's one. I think there's one comic where I don't know if it's Starfire or some other like female superhero gets knocked unconscious, and he's like standing over her unconscious body, and he's just going like, nah.
I'm so fucked up.
Oh yeah, I would love to see that like that.
Oh my god. You know what I think? Do you know who I would actually pitch for a DC game? I would pick fucking Deathstroke. Play as like Deathstroke, and you're on a mission to kill this big mobster who turns out to be the Joker.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe.
Oh yes. Well, speaking of video games, I was talking to you about video game series reboots, and which one of them do you think needs it the most?
Are you going to say Pyramid and the Mummy?
The
Mummy one. Anubis.
Oh, Sphinx.
Sphinx.
Well, I think I was thinking more along the lines of series that are still ongoing. That aren't like in development hell. So like no Jack and Daxter or Sly Cooper, stuff that's like still I guess from where I was looking at, it was along the lines of
it's still like a game came out recently enough that it's still considered a living franchise.
Yeah,
I would probably say I wouldn't mind a reboot, like a back to basics. That's a hard one, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like for me personally, I would like the examples I had were series that are still ongoing. It could really be anything, I guess.
If it's for an ongoing series, I would probably say I wouldn't mind a Mass Effect reboot.
Oh yeah, that's probably the best example because it's a series that has just dug itself so far
into the grave,
into the ground. After Andromeda, you could like
it's one of those. Sorry.
It's one of those series that you could do anything with, and it desperately needs like that shot of life up its ass.
And do you know what I want? To be able to make my own fucking character of any fucking alien race.
Oh yeah.
I want to play a Krogan. Mm-hmm. Call him they call me Sarge because I'm Grunt. I'm sorry. When I played fucking Mass Effect 2, I bonded so hard with Grunt. My final party in that game was the fucking mad scientist and Grunt. Oh, and the did he have 4 people in that game? Like your character in Free Evers?
I don't remember.
I think that I also had the chick that my shepherd fucking the hazmat chick that he screwed the Tali.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just fucking love like the best girl is wearing a fucking hazmat suit.
And then you see like a JPEG of her face in the third game.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's the one that everybody was like up in arms about when it first came out.
I hope that's like her Tinder profile. So no, actually now our species has tentacles for faces, and we latch on and suck the life force out of you.
See, that would be cool, but like apparently it was just a generic human alien face, so they gave her.
It's like a lamprey. That's how they like collect the material for the mating process.
And there would still be a surprising number of guys who would still want to fuck it.
It's literally a vagina with a teeth.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the video game series that I wrote down, there's 2 that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts.
Respectable.
Because I mean, from where I'm coming from, the continuity, like the story is just so fucked up. It's like it's not even. I don't know. For me, it's more of a personal thing, I guess.
This time is personal.
Yeah, it's like the, I mean, I don't know if I want to get into it right now.
Is it how you need a fucking encyclopedia?
Yeah, like that's the thing is that like the backstory and all that crap is just so bogged down with like pointless information that if they started over with a clean slate, I could see it working out so much better. Just like streamline the whole story, pick a theme. I think I've gone over this before.
Pick a theme and stick to it.
Yeah. Like figure out where you're going with the story. I know I've said before, like how, like there's like you gotta play like 8 or 10 games to understand what's going on. It'd be great if we just got a series that's just like 3 games. You tell a cohesive story, you end it. Kind of like with Halo. The original Halo trilogy is probably, I want to say it's my favorite game trilogy in like gaming history.
Do you know what my favorite kind of reboot is? Mortal Kombat 11. Can I tell you why? Mm-hmm. It fucking it trims the fat. It has time travel. So of course you can get like, I like this version of Sub-Zero or that. You fucking like cut down all the characters no one likes, all the combat kids. You pick a couple classics, some new ones, and you start over fresh. Mm-hmm. But because that old story's still there, you can always pull out, he's a Shokin king from this clime, or a reptile fucked his mother and she wants to kill him, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the other game, this is probably going to be a surprise to you or whoever's watching, Fallout.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Yeah, like this story under Bethesda is so different from like the original 90s games that they may as well just have a clean slate.
You know what? Are you talking about like if you do a reboot redoing the first one's story of Bethesda?
More along the lines of just like starting a whole new world, or at the very least, yeah, just remake the first game, but with the story that Bethesda's built up. I would love a first-person Fallout 1 and 2.
Have you played Fallout 1 or?
Yeah, I've tried time and again to get into Fallout 1, and it's just not for me.
Can I share with you my favorite fact? The fucking Tony J's in the game. He plays an evil and super mutant, and also the fucking bad guy. The Master has the best fucking voice of any video game boss I've ever heard.
Yeah, he has like 2 voices. There's male and female. Okay.
Because you get the computer, then you get the woman and the male.
Yeah. And the male voice is Mr. Clancy Brown. Is that right?
It is.
Yeah.
I fucking hear Mr. Krabs like, die, 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 die.
I know the guy who voiced Patrick, Bill Fabricak. He was in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Who did he play?
He was one of the guards.
Oh.
But when you hear his voice, it's like immediately you hear it.
God, I really want... Do you know what I would do for a Fallout reboot? Allow you to play the fucking ghoul, goddammit. I like playing different species. I want to play the super mutant. Of course, you're capped for intelligence, but you get a bonus 6 to your strength or whatever. And plus, that'd be interesting because you can play different, play smart.
Yeah, and like my logic for like just remaking, like just making a whole new universe or story that's separate from the main continuity is just because like it's become like the way that Bethesda's handled all that stuff is just it seems like they just want to go in a different direction anyway.
How I would do the continuity is you open with Ron Perlman, the storyteller. He's from Caesar's Legion, and he walks over and says, "I used to be with those fuck knuckles, but now I'm with these fuck knuckles," whatever. And you have him telling the story of this person who did a thing, and here's that thing.
I think the like one more reason I have for like rebooting Fallout, and this is probably like the least relevant one, but it's the modding community. It's just like they've. I remember going on like Nexus mods, and I think that one of the most popular mods for Fallout 4, it might still be, is the mod that replaces the Pip-Boy with an iPad or like a tablet computer, and that like goes completely against the continuity of Fallout, where it's like the whole reason why there's like computers that are the size of warehouses is because
it's 50s.
Yeah, or like the backstory is that after World War II, technology went more in favor of advancing nuclear power than like going towards advancing computers.
I love the setting so much. I love that it's Americana after the war,
Yeah.
The new Americana. Like, instead of Halsey and smoking legal marijuana, you're fighting off roaches while your mother's being killed by a wolf thing, mutant with wings. Did he ever explain in 76 what those fucking dragons were from?
I don't know.
Maybe
Probably like mutated death claws if I was going to write it.
You know what I would do? It's a fucking iguana! No, fucking like tree lizards. You know those lizards you get in those areas? But just fucking... if they were based on Gardner snakes, you could get like that big wing look, but you can also get that classical painting thing. So when you're stabbed in your power armor, it looks like the night fight in the worm painting. Actually, you know what my Dead series reboot would be? Primal Rage. Mortal Kombat, are you familiar with it?
Yeah.
Just picture, in 4K high definition, a fucking gorilla ripping off your opponent's skull, beating them with it, and pissing on their corpse. I love the monster movie aesthetic. It is one of my favorites, and I keep saying aesthetic every other fucking sentence. But, the janky look is awesome with monsters.
I think we talked about GTA, like a hypothetical GTA 6 before.
You want to hear my new pitch for it?
Sure.
GTA set in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, there hasn't really been a GTA set outside of America since, I guess, GTA London.
And how it opens, your character is like, we're going to send you here. You have a package, from Tony Morelli or whatever. And you get there, and you get your ass kicked by Yakuza, who beat the shit out of you, knock you cold, rob you, and you wake up. And your character walks in there, and you pick an outfit, you pick a gun, and you go to get that package back.
I still like my idea of, not exactly GTA, but like an open world game where... you get full access to the map right off the bat, and if you get in the plane, that you can fly off the map, and you fly out far enough, you can see like the entire map is like a floating island in space, and then you can fly under the island, and there's like a second area under the islands you can like follow the story and get to there by missions, or you can just go there right away and like skip like most of the story.
Do you know what I want to do for a game? Here's my pitch. I like RPGs, but I also like open world. And yes, it sounds like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but you are a Greek person. You find out that you descend from a god that you pick. You have a god, and you're a character based on strength, speed, or skill, like one of like Odysseus, Theseus, or Hercules. And you go out there and you fucking, you find that fucking chimera and you rip off its head and beat it. But here's my idea. The game will have a shorter playtime because every Greek hero has their tragedy that kills them. Every deed you do adds to this tragedy. So the final mission will kind of auto-fail. Kind of. But you also have a complete tapestry of all your actions.
I wouldn't mind a Percy Jackson game.
True. I want a Percy Jackson game where you could actually fuck up the monsters. Like grab the Minotaur by his horns and like stab him in his eyes with his own horns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be neat.
Fucking like God of War went brutal, but go brutaler.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was thinking it would be neat. I remember when Bubsy, like that game was coming out, like the new one was coming out, and I'm like, I wish that they would do like a hack and slash version of that with like blood and gore. Make it like Conquer, give that sense of humor.
Yeah, like or have one like where he cuts, you hear a ching, whoosh, and the guy falls in like quarters.
Or you can have like the main mechanic be vor, because like you like eat enemies to replenish health.
God, no. The fucking furry community will devour it.
Why not? Like, it's Bubsy, who gives a shit?
You know what I want? A game I really fucking liked? Have you ever heard of Evolve?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that multiplayer game?
Yeah. It was fucking good. Because when you play as the monster, you know what I liked about it? You could fucking get killed early on if they found you, but you were smart and evolved. And then you fucking come out there and you start whooping ass.
Was there a mode where you could fight another monster?
No, but if they make an Evolve 2, deathmatch, you could have like, here's what I would do. 2 monsters. One of them is a predator, one's a herbivore. And then you get the fucking humans, you gotta hunt both. Or maybe you hunt one, but the other's neutral.
Or could have like a kaiju mode where like the goal of the humans is to evacuate or like as many resources away from the area, and like as the monsters fight, they just get bigger and more powerful until they just like erupt in like a nuclear explosion.
Oh my god. You know my favorite part of the whole lore of the whole game was? The planet's fucking sentient. It's making these monsters custom engineered to kill you. If there's gonna be a monster, there's gonna be a giant rabbit. And its whole ability is, oh, it's cute. Its ears or its mouth. And it would grab you, but unfortunately it got its dick cut out by the publisher.
Oh, damn it. That reminded me of one game that I've been playing recently, No Man's Sky.
How are you enjoying it?
It's actually pretty good. They've fixed a lot, and I think that says a lot about Hello Games, because like a lot of people are like when No Man's Sky first came out, people were like really giving them what for, because oh yeah, Sean Murray's the new Todd Howard. He lied to us about everything, but they've been working hard and like fixing stuff and adding stuff that they said was going to be there. But they released their 2.0 update, and they added a lot of features.
Like what?
Expanded multiplayer, like a lot of some other stuff. I think you can go to different galaxies now, or like different. I think like there's I know that I just completed like the warp drive quest. I don't know if you go to like if it means that you can travel to like a different area of the galaxy immediately, or if it's. I don't think it's other galaxies.
You know what I like doing in that game? I like fucking going to like a planet and just learning of its planet, making little stories in my head.
Yeah.
And then fucking being killed by pirates. Fuck those people.
Yeah, I would like it if Fallout went back to that kind of style of storytelling, where it's like you don't have the dialogue wheel. You just sort of like interact with like people, like just have well written NPCs again.
You know a game I've been playing? Have you ever heard of Tyranny?
Yeah.
It's by Path of Exiles. It's a CRPG. Here's a plot. Bad guy won. Bad guy not only won, like there is almost no chance of, yeah, you're all fucked now, but you're one of the bad guy's minions. And my favorite thing is how well written the game is. But you know how, like, in most character creation, either you pick a backstory and that's it? No. What they do is you have this campaign. It's your first year as a general, and you go like, I want to conquer this land. I want to join this side. So when you start the game, people go, oh shit, it's the Queenslayer, run! Or like, hey, your actions led to my brother being killed. Thank you, I hated him. But the real cool thing, why I love it so much, is if there's green text, and you're not sure what that means, if you scroll over, it's stuff that you should know as your character. It tells you what you need to know, and it's brilliant. Plus, you can kick an old lady off a tower.
Cool. I want to like dedicate the last 10 minutes of this to the creative process. Just going over what we've been working on as we tend to do, or try. At least try to remember to bring this up now.
I've been working on smokes. And
we forgot to talk about Full Force.
You gonna do that?
Yeah.
Full Force.
This actually does kind of tie into smokes.
Can you explain how real quick? I want to hear your like.
Well, when it got to Robert in the documentary, I pictured one of the bad guys in the smokes being exactly like him.
You're fucking like you're dead on the money. That's Ironclad's personality.
Yeah. What's really scary is that I've met people like Robert in real life.
God.
One of them at Spectrum, actually.
Who?
You remember TJ?
For real?
He wasn't that bad, but he was definitely really weird. I remember I gave like he wanted to become a gynecologist, and I was like, I kind of like pitied him because a lot of people like just shit on him, the teachers included. Oh. So it made me like kind of on his side, even though he was kind of I don't want to get into it.
Yeah,
but yeah, he wasn't that bad. I want to say like. There might have been some other people who were like that. I think that like maybe the person who was most like Robert and that was John. I don't know.
All I could think of Robert was like, no, excuse me, as I puts his crack pipe down.
And also, he may have killed somebody in the deserts.
I'm just fucking picturing, like, I don't picture it as true, but I'm just picturing if it was, that he fucking cut the guy's belly open and, like, my demon lives in you now.
But, the documentary we're talking about, iDubbbz did a documentary about going to visit Airsoft Fatty.
Yeah.
Who did, like, did a bunch of, like, lightsaber videos.
And cooking videos.
Cooking videos, the Fortnite shield potion challenge or whatever.
What did he chug? What was
I think it might have just been blue Gatorade. At least I hope so.
This is actually a toilet cleaner.
You wouldn't be alive if that were the case. But yeah, they go out to backwoods of Michigan, basically, and it's kind of like an area where I grew up at. That was kind of like, it wasn't that far in back that were the street I grew up on, but it was definitely out in the boondocks. Just a lot of, like, everybody had like their own 4-wheeler ATV, just like drive around. We didn't like cut donuts in vans in the backyard.
Back that bitch up! No, back that ass up!
Uh-huh.
I feel a strange kinship because both of us ramble, me and Airsoft Fatty.
Yeah.
I hope I don't sound like him.
No.
Good. When he was talking about that snake pit, I'm like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. I was waiting for him and like, yeah, and you see that shit over there that's falling on his ass? I built that last summer. Mm-hmm. Why am I giving him a weird accent?
Yeah, yours is kind of like accent like this.
Yeah, he kind of sound like this. Like he's having a mouthful.
Mm-hmm. Remember you messaged me when it got to the part where he's ripping the bong.
Fucking course.
Yeah.
That was the least surprising. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of my bong story. I was playing D&D at a friend's house, and I just turned over. Having my dice.
Mm-hmm. Man, like, you see his house just falling apart. Like, there's
the fucking cats.
Yeah, the tile ceiling is just like coming apart. So the cats are like hiding up there too, just pissing and shitting all over everything. I think I have been. I don't think I've been at a friend's house where it's that bad, but I think that one of my neighbors, like they like their parents were hoarders. Not that bad though.
Did you see that fucking one-eyed cat who eats birthday cream ice cream?
Uh-huh.
And demands that it wear a pink dress.
Uh-huh. That same friend's house, their dad collected the animal heads that you hang on the wall.
Oh,
he had like a ton of those, like 50 of them. And there was like a room dedicated to them. Like there was like this big elk they had there on there too.
Did you shoot them?
I think so. They had guns. I remember I shot their crossbow once.
I have a question about real quick. Did Fatty have guns, like actual guns?
I don't remember seeing them.
I didn't either.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, that reminds me, one of my grandma's friends, in her house, there was a hole in the bathroom floor. Mm-hmm. It also was above their fucking living room. Mm-hmm. So when you have to take a shit, you have to put a piece of plank or plywood over the hole in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah. But yeah, stuff like that I always keep an eye out for, like documentaries or just hearing or seeing people like this, whether in real life or through documentaries. It helps me with my writing.
Yeah.
And it helps me give a refresher of experiences I've had in the past.
God, I'm sorry. I think my favorite part of the whole thing was in Boyland, and I'm gonna get that car fixed up. He went to put fuel injection in his fucking SUV.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It wasn't even an SUV. It was like a minivan.
Like, hey ladies, you wanna come ride the Anakin?
You want me to take you to soccer practice?
No, he's gonna take him to fucking Myers.
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah. I don't know if there's like a store equivalent out here.
There is a Myers. They're building one over. You know where the old Kmart used to be?
Right around here.
No, like fuck, not in our town, but like, fuck. What fucking street is it on? I never building one because I fucking applied to it. Mm-hmm. There was the Mercy Clinic that used to have a Kmart by it.
I think so.
Yeah, they're building the Myers where the old Kmart used to be.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I think one of my cousins was it's a white people's store.
I know that Illyria has Aldi's.
Oh, yeah. I think Illyria had the Kmart, right? Isn't it?
I think so.
The Aldi's is next to a...
It's next to... I don't even know what's next to. It's like right in the middle of like this...
shopping plaza, right?
Like this almost barren shopping plaza.
Like there's buildings here and across the street there's buildings.
Like there's a gas station and behind that is the Aldi's.
I think that's...
I keep calling it Aldi's. It's just Aldi, though.
Aldi, yeah.
Aldi. It's weird because
It's
it sounds like it shouldn't be said that way, but it is.
It did, yeah. Fuck.
Um.
I'm gonna take you down to my lady. I like that IDubbbz filmed a professional lightsaber fight for them.
Oh yeah. It was neat seeing his react. Like I like how he was able to take everything in stride. Because
Yeah.
I know that it's. I mean, I want to like I was gonna say it's very different from like Los Angeles, but I imagine it's just as weird. It's probably more normal than it is in L.A. or Southern California.
Yeah. By the way, his mom definitely has a gun if he doesn't own one.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Yeah, she's got a greener behind the couch. Mm-hmm. Some robber comes in there tying her up, and she's like, "Kitty, hand me the gun!" And the cat kicks the gun across the floor, and she has it. Mm-hmm. God, the smell of fucking ammonia in that place must be lethal.
I could smell it through my screen.
God, that fucking rape touch.
Oh yeah, that part.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, there's some. I might actually rewatch that.
I do. I want to show it to my mom.
Oh, yeah.
My mom used to fucking live in places like that. God.
Yeah, we joke about guns. I've actually wanted to go to a shooting range.
My sister goes to one. She is actually fairly good.
Oh, which one did you go to?
Fuck. She lives in Illyria, so it's probably around there.
Okay.
One.
I was gonna check because I know that I think that if you're going to write a story like where characters use guns or especially if guns are featured prominently, then I think it's fair to like experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
Or like I was actually thinking about taking up martial arts. I know that's something I was saying at the beginning of the year, looking into karate. And now that my art class is done, I think that's something I should look into.
All I'm picturing is you becoming a vigilante superhero.
Oh, that I wish. Don't.
Universe real fucking people who dress up as superheroes.
Oh yeah, like there's that guy who wears the purple dildo helmet.
No, like there's a real dude who gets into like he'll actually vigilante fight people wearing like a knife-proof, bulletproof super armor thing he's trying to build.
Yeah, I think I've heard, at least heard of that.
His origin story is his kid walked in broken glass, and from that day on, he will take down any criminal.
I know there's that guy who built that bear-proof suit.
I want that bear-proof suit.
Oh yeah.
Does it actually survive bear attacks?
I think so. Like I know that he's like tested it where he like has a car engine like that's on a swing.
Cool. Do you know what I want to do now? I want to go into a zoo and bitch slap a bear in that thing. You forgot the arm protectors. Just fucking like bitch taking the hand off, slapping the bear, putting it back on.
Oh yeah. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
You got anything?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything in the notes. But right now, to wrap up the creative part of it, I've been working on my comic. Like, I haven't been able to work on my comic lately, again, because I've just been sick, mildly sick, but just enough to put me out of commission. It's times like this that I have to, like, remind myself that I'm still working at it. I'm not, like... It's not like I'm just sitting on my ass and, like just being lazy. I want to, like... I at least want to, like... get back to it, but if I don't let myself rest, and
it'll be worse if you don't rest.
Yeah, it's a bad habit of mine because I don't like, especially. I want to say it has to do with social media nowadays. I mean, I hate to pass the buck in the blame category, but it makes you feel like you always have to be doing something. Like you always have to be putting out content, and if you're not putting out content all the time, then you're going to be forgotten and irrelevant overnight. And that's really not the case at all because I've seen. Creators come back after like a year and they still have a following that's waiting for them, or at the very least people who discover their stuff anyway and manage to grow a following like they weren't even gone.
Like JonTron almost.
Yeah, that's a good example. There's some comic book or webcomic people on Facebook and Twitter that I've remained followed to and just never bothered to unfollow. And one day out of the blue, like one of them will like just start making comics again. I know that's something that's sort of weighed on my mind after I put Mel Murray on hold. And that's something I haven't updated in since April, and I don't really see myself doing more comics like that in the near future because I'm working on the Yesterday Kids right now. That's something that's my main thing of attention right now. So, but I might revisit Mel Murray someday. It might be in comic form, it might even be in animation form. Who knows? But
just because you haven't worked on it doesn't mean it's dead.
Yeah, exactly. It's just on the shelf. That's how I look at it. And yeah, I think that's something that all creators should keep in mind, especially in the social media age. You don't have to constantly be putting out content all the time. You don't have to be going 100% all the time. You
don't have to go full force.
You don't have to go full force. And I think that is a perfect note to end on, if you agree with me.
I fucking agree with you.
And on that note, I have been Tony.
And I have been Zach.
And this has been The Monkey Bar.